Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and happy Thursday, everybody. Hope you guys are having a fantastic day so far. Man, feels good to be back. Feels good to be back. Hope you guys are all having a nice day so far. I know I am. It's been a great day. It's been a great week. Couple things to chat about here before we jump into the Spire. First and foremost, one thing I want to note: exercising is great. It can lead to healthy routines. It can lead to personal health, mental health, physical health. But man, if you haven't done it in a while, it hurts. It hurts. I've just recently gotten back into some exercising, and needless to say, my legs are in a little bit of pain right now. Good morning, Zoosh. How you doing, my friend? Good to see you here bright and early. Although I suppose it's probably closer to midday by you. Oh my gosh, Zoosh, okay, so I went for a couple runs this week, and I've been kind of committed towards trying to, have a healthier body, have a healthier mind. And really, trying to make some positive changes as far as, my diet and some of my exercise and routines there. Just summer, it's nice outside. Try to get out a little bit, try to improve, right? As much as possible. Well, I went on a couple runs this week, and then last night I played soccer for the first time in probably 6 months. And I ran hard. I ran really hard. But man, oh man, my legs feel like just dead right now. So yeah, that's my one piece of news this morning. Exercise hard, but beware. The recovery is real. But yeah, very fun. Very fun, yeah. Ouch indeed. But yeah, things are good. If there's one thing you guys know about me, you can't keep me down. So, always here and happy and ready to rock. So yeah, not too much else to report, guys. We've had here locally, we've had some serious rain lately, which has been kind of strange. But things should probably even out here soon. Yes, so Spire, let's get into some Spire. We are going to be starting out today's stream with some Ascension 20 runs. I think you guys probably know who we're going to start out with. Get into some ironclad action here to begin things. By the way, Zoosh, I've really been enjoying all of the cooking banter and fantastic pictures in the Discord lately. It's just been such a treat. I think that's fantastic, Zoosh. Yeah, it's that's for me. It's like the same thing, I'm sitting a lot during the day, so being able to do just, even if it's 30 minutes of exercise a day, sometimes that's just enough to help you, sleep a little better, feel a little bit better about maybe like that extra plate of food, so just some of these little small things and I tend to just feel better mentally also. Yeah, I've really enjoyed the interactions we've all had in Discord. It's been fantastic. Okay, well, with that said, let's go ahead and get started today. We're gonna jump in here to a ironclad run to kick things off. And first things first, we are going to be seeing a guardian here at the end of the act. Sounds good. Just kind of taking a look here at the pathing available to us. Ooh, I do kind of like this path here to the right. Giving us a chance to take on the Empowered Elite here in Act 1 is always nice. And another thing I really like to see is campfires before the elites. Giving us the option to potentially heal or grab upgrades before the elites is usually favorable. We do only get to tackle 2 elites in this act. Yeah, so we are going to be only fighting 2 elites this act. Alright. Starting bonuses. We are looking at a random rare card, 100 gold. We can trade some of our max health for a rare colorless card, or we can swap our starting relic with a boss relic, a random boss relic. Also a very solid option. If I do the bonus stream, maybe I'll post a video of me cooking something German in the Discord. Ooh, that sounds great. That sounds very nice. Yeah, let's I'm gonna have to think on that a little bit more and kind of see how I would want to do that. I think I would have to get a little creative as far as my camera and maybe set up like a couple different cameras in the kitchen. But I'm totally gonna consider doing this in the future. I think this would be a lot of fun, like cooking with Despot or Despot's Food for Thought. Something to that end. I think that would be fun. Could do like a bonus stream on a different day of the week. We could kind of hype it up. I think that would be fun. Do something a little different. We could all hang out and do some cooking. Totally gonna consider doing that in the future. But I have to figure out the logistics first. Let's take a peek. So yeah, we could definitely take an early shop. Looks like floor 2 we can cash in some of the gold if we decide to take the money option. And 2 combats and 2 events is solid. We should be able to transfer that gold into some power too, giving us the option to potentially grab either a relic or a couple strong cards. My one gripe with this path is that we are seeing a lot of event rooms, and sometimes that can spell trouble. I do tend to put an emphasis on combats in Act 1 so we get more card rewards, right? Rare colorless, yeah. So it's a solid option. I mean, being able to get to something like potentially like a Hand of Greed would be pretty spicy. You know what? Let's take the gold. Let's be a little greedy this morning. It's kind of set, the game's setting us up for it, right? Could also just take the early combats here. Take the 3 early combats here instead of the two events here, which I kind of like. Take these 3 early combats. We can go to this fire here. Take on this elite here. Move up here. Take this Empowered Elite and then end the act either with a couple extra combats or a couple extra events. Some good optionality. Some good optionality for sure. Okay. Now we're going to go ahead and we're going to heal 6 back. So instead of blocking here, I'm going to hit with the assumption that we will have enough damage next turn to just end the fight. Okay, good. And we pick up a Liquid Memories. Really strong potion there. And the chance at a Whirlwind, a Combust, or a Pommel Strike. Truly, these are all really solid options. I think I put a little bit of emphasis on front-loaded damage early in Act 1, and picking up a Whirlwind is really nice. An early source of AoE damage can be really strong against Tri-Sentries especially, but a lot of the hallway fights as well. Adversely, the Pommel Strike is a nice card to have, giving us a little bit of early card draw. This card really wants an upgrade, and I think we're in a pretty good position to probably get an upgrade here. Let's grab the Whirlwind early on. All right, so the shop is pretty solid. We could consider taking a Brimstone. Normally, kind of a scary relic to take when we plan on fighting the heart at the end of Act 4. This relic says at the start of your turn, gain 2 strength, and then all enemies gain 1 strength. So we kind of have like a built-in demon form, but our enemies scale their damage as well. So we rely on being able to find ways to block quite a bit if we get into some extended fights, or adversely try to end fights as quick as possible by, getting lots of strength gain early on. Definitely a consideration here. This is generally a tough card or tough relic to pick when we know we're going against the heart, but it's not impossible, and it can totally work. So it's something we should consider. Adversely, I kind of like this oddly smooth stone. Gives us an extra point of dexterity. And this boss here, the Guardian, definitely demands us to have the ability to block consistently in this fight. I think I am going to take the smooth stone here. Leaves us with, 57 gold? Allowing us to also take a headbutt. And we have a good potion in hand as well. And I think I do want to take 2 more combats here to try to get some more card rewards. Or perhaps we go here. Let's take the early combats. I think we're already fairly strong. Okay, kind of a bummer here. We're going to take 12 damage. Yeah, we're going to take 12 damage no matter what I do here. Okay. Thankfully, we don't take any more damage this fight. So we do heal up half of that back, and we find a blood potion. Really, really nice potion to find. First 2 combats finding potions is really solid start. We could take a clothesline here, giving us a source of weaken. And another fairly decent chunk of damage here for some front load. Yeah, let's take it. Clothesline's going to be really solid for us, I think. Okay. Hey, good morning, Spimel. How's it going this morning? Woke up and popped into the stream. Sounds like a really nice start to the day. Hope you're having a fantastic morning so far. It's good to see you. Good to see you. 21. This is, we need to do 24 damage. So instead, we're just gonna essentially just block here. Okay, should be able to hopefully kill next turn. Yeah. Okay, good. Nice fight here. We do find an explosive pot. Okay, so normally we'd probably want to cash in this blood pot. We do get most of the value out of it too, and then we can pick up the other potion to do some more damage. Let's see what our card pick is first here. Another headbutt. Don't think we're taking another headbutt here. We could take an intimidate. The seeing red is not amazing. Let's go to full health. Take the extra damage here with the explosive pot. This plus the whirlwind means that if we see tri-sentries, we're going to be in really good shape. Kind of like this intimidate. Keeping our enemies weak is a pretty solid way to block, especially with the added dex we have. Let's give it a shot. Okay, so I would kind of do want to try to get Bash down for this, for the potential whirlwind next turn. See, we have 18 damage in hand. Okay, I want to weaken this front guy. He's definitely going to be attacking us next turn. The reason I played that clothesline is essentially to take it out of the draw. See, we know we can kill this guy if we draw Whirlwind next turn. Get to 21 damage here, 21 health. Yeah, I'm going to take the 4 here for sure. Let's do this. Okay. Really got to get this upgraded here. Really got to get this upgraded. So we could totally win this fight without, you know, with our potions, we could just end it right now. So we're going to take 10 here, but we won't take any more damage this fight, and we're going to heal 6 of it back, so I think that's a fine trade. I think that's just fine. And we could take an uppercut here. It does add another 2-cost attack into the deck, which is a bit awkward. Firstly, we could think about taking a Sentinel, although we don't have a way to exhaust it currently. I think if we were to take this uppercut, probably would want to get rid of the bash. It's a little awkward with having a clothesline already in the deck. I think this might just be a skip. Yeah, because we're getting into too many attacks that require us to have lots of energy. Clothesline, bash, whirlwind. If we see these together on turns, then we kind of feel bad a little bit. I wouldn't normally skip an uppercut. Okay. Do think it is the right thing to do, though. And I think we're totally taking an upgrade to the Whirlwind, with the assumption that we potentially see tri-sentries here or here. Okay, great. So sentries right away is great. I think we're going to take probably the 10 to the face here to get some damage down. 12, 21. Means we're able to kill if we see Whirlwind next turn. Okay, and plus we have the explosive pod as well. Strip that artifact off, and we can weaken you as well. Let's see here. So this is going to do 24 damage. We can do 34. This does 18, so we don't quite have enough to play the clothesline here. So we are going to take a little bit more damage, which I think is probably fine. I wonder if we're not playing the potion at this point. Let's see how this next turn plays out first before we use that. Okay, good. Good. And yeah, we just get out of the fight. Fantastic. And our potions are intact. Pick up a red skull, saying that when our HP is at or below 50%, we have 3 additional strength. Really solid. Really solid. And a flame barrier is just what the doctor ordered. We totally want some reliable ways to block against the Guardian here, and it's just even better with the decks that we currently possess with the Smooth Stone. Happily take the flame barrier there. Totally happy to grab that. And since we're at 54 hit points here, I think we're definitely allowed to get another upgrade in the deck. I think it's probably just clothesline, meaning we are weakening our opponents forever. Now we just need more energy, absolutely. An energy relic here would be fantastic. Oh, but we see a singing bowl. Early singing bowl is really nice, allowing us to add to our max health instead of picking up cards when we get offered them. Really happy to see that. And max HP Lagavulin. Okay, so we're going to be really happy to have the weaken here. This is going to be kind of a spooky fight for us. I'm wondering if we want to get bashed down first, or if we just start the fight out with weakening for a billion turns. I think I'm totally willing to use one or both of these potions in this fight. And we are getting relatively close to getting 3 extra strength. Yeah, this is fine. I think this is going to be just fine. 4 turns a week to start the fight? Sure. Sure thing, Lagavulin. Sure thing. Looks like we're going to see Bash and Whirlwind on the same turn, yeah. Okay, so now we do need to get some damage in, so I do want to get this Bash down. So I think we're going to take this 15 here to try to get some extra damage in. And yeah, let's just weaken you forever. And there's our Red Skull value there. Fantastic. Let's see, and we can do 48 damage. Do 25 and 16 is, let's see, 41. But we apply extra turns a week. I think we just want the whirlwind here. And we might be also using the explosive pod as well, if we need it. Let's see, 17, 27, we don't quite have lethal. So in that case, let's block a bit. Okay, good. And we don't end up having to use the potion either. Solid. It's good to keep that around. And so we heal back up to 35 out of 75. We pick up our emerald key, which is really nice. Could bottle a skill here. I think it could be decent to bottle this Intimidate here, giving us a zero-cost way to apply weak to all of our enemies is nice, especially once it's upgraded. Could be a good way to break artifact on some of our peskier enemies. Ghostly armor is also nice. Another source of block for us is pretty solid. I think we are going to take that. And do I want to bottle this Intimidate? I think so. Let's do that. Now we can trade some more of our HP to keep us in Red Skull range and also remove a card from the deck. Getting rid of a strike, I think, would be fine. Solid trade there. Very solid trade. Okay. Good. Good start here. Really solid start indeed. Okay, good. Take 3 damage here, but probably shouldn't take much more damage in this fight at this point. Okay, really solid. We're still, thankfully, in Red Skull range, so we're going to be doing 3 damage right off the bat. We can grab a disarm. We are starting to get kind of defensively block heavy, but weak plus disarm is a really solid combo, and it scales really well into Act 2 against enemies like Book of Stabbing, Gremlin Leader. It's just a really nice card to have. It's also going to be fine against Guardian as well. Could have also thought about taking the Anger. Hey, Dandelion. Good morning. How's it going? Or good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. Hope you're having a fantastic Thursday so far, and great to see you again. Still morning? Okay, fair enough. It's morning for me too, so we're in the same boat. Okay, we can choose to get a nice heal here. We can add to our max health. I think I'm okay with just sitting around 31 or so HP. It keeps us in Red Skull range, which I'm totally fine with. So yeah, let's take some extra max health. Let's take some extra max health. And the question now becomes, do we want to dig for another event, potentially like a relic or a card removal? Or do we go for an extra combat for some more card rewards and potentially the chance at adding to our max health? Yeah, let's take another combat. Whirlwind, come on, Whirlwinds. Ah. Okay, no whirlwind here, turn 1. Not a huge deal, though. Not a huge deal at all. Okay. So we full block, and we're setting ourselves up to potentially kill all these guys next turn with the whirlwind. Can't quite get this guy, unfortunately. Let's see, so in that case, we're going to block just a little bit. We take 5. Could have killed with the explosive pot, but I think I want to save that at this point. Okay, pretty solid fight here. Pretty solid fight indeed. We are still in Red Skull range. I think it should be noted. And do pick up a little bit of extra golds. And the chance at a twin strike, a drop kick, or a combust. Kind of like this twin strike. Giving us just a little bit more damage push, I think, is going to be solid in the deck. Could also think about grabbing the 2 max health. Oh no, did I have a... Was there a bit of a misplay there, Shabanak? Should I have played the Flame Barrier? Yeah, I guess the Flame Barrier on turn 1, right? Would have been pretty solid. That's actually a good point. Dandelion says, my last A20 on Ironclad was so easy I got Akabeko as a gift, combined with Whirlwind and first hallway fight. Ooh. That does sound spicy, Dandelion. Yeah, just a different route, right? And that's one thing I've learned in this game is, you know, there normally is, you know, at least 1, maybe 2, maybe more correct routes in the game. You know, it's interesting, you know, you can start to kind of disseminate all of the correct options, and you know, after so much time in the Spire, you kind of get to know, like, oh, this is the correct line, this is probably the strongest play. But there are definitely instances where taking maybe an unorthodox line can lead to positive results as well. So yeah, really fun. That's one of the things I love about this game, is the optionality, right? Yeah, the smooth stone, it's nice to have for sure. That extra point of dex is going to come in handy, I think, against Guardian for sure. Let's grab this twin strike, guys. I think it kind of feels like we need just a little bit more damage at times, and I think it's going to come in handy with the Red Skull as well. Totally fine to take that, and I think we're probably totally fine to just get an upgrade here. The way we block presently, I think we're going to be just dandy. Get this disarm upgraded. Let's get that disarm upgraded. And before we take on the boss here, guys, if you guys don't mind, I'm going to really quick step away and use the restroom. Actually, you know what? We'll wait. We'll wait till Act 2. We'll wait till Act 2. I think we can wait just a couple minutes here. Let's see. So we need to do 40 damage here to transform the Guardian into his shelled form. Right off the bat, we can do 33 damage, making a split next turn pretty likely. Could also weaken the Guardian for 3 turns, which is also a pretty solid option. Doing 17 and 11 would put us at, what, 28 damage? And then we would need to do 12 plus 9. So 21 damage next turn. How often do we get to 21 damage? I think fairly often with the Red Skull. Yeah, let's try to weaken you. We do have the explosive pod as well. And we get rid of our Ascender's Bane turn 1, which is nice. Okay, good. We do potentially lose out on the Ghostly Armor. I do want to get this disarm down. Could use the Explosive Pot here to get Disarm and Ghostly Armor down. Don't really want to lose this card. Although maybe we might not need it with the Disarm. Let's hold on to it for now. Seems like a good spot for the potion. That's kind of why we saved it. To make this fight just go a little bit smoother. Would be really great to get this bash down for a couple turns of vulnerability. Although I suppose on the turn we need it, we won't really have it. Yeah, that's fine. Let's do that. Do want to try to get some damage in on the next couple turns here if possible. Just bash again. Do take a little bit of damage here. Okay, so we can full block quite easily. And then we just get the clothesline down. This Ghostly Armor has been a bit of a problem. Let's do this. We do lose out on a little bit of that tasty Flame Barrier damage, but thankfully we are going to be able to split quite easily. Okay, good. Really solid start to the fight here. Go ahead and apply another turn a week. It's always really nice. And we kind of got him where we want him. Kind of got him where we want him here. Okay, and I think this time we are going to play the Flame Barrier. Okay, should be able to split here in the next couple turns. Could split right now. Could just kill right now. Good. Good fight. Pick up some gold here to put us at 240 gold going into the next act, and the chance at an offering, a feed, or a berserk. Interesting. Do very much like the feed. In conjunction with the Red Skull means we are going to be doing a good amount of damage, and I think we're going to be able to land that feed in quite a few of the hallway fights, leading us to a very reliable form of scaling. Getting to some extra hit points is always nice with the Ironclad. Could also take an offering, giving us a source of card draw and energy, which I think it should be noted we definitely want more of. This deck presently is very, very energy hungry. I think if we were to see something like a Snecko here on offer, we would definitely want to take it. Some truly compelling options here. Guys, as previously stated, I'm just going to really quick take a small break here. I guess we can just get our card pick in, so there's some sort of music instead of there just being nothing here. I don't think I can say no to a Act 1 feed, so let's take that. Okay. And I do want to contemplate this a little bit further, so instead of picking our relic here, I'm going to quick take just a 2-minute break. Hey, Dentalmon, by the way. How's it going? Good to see you. Welcome back. Yep, guys, so one minute. I'll be right back. I do appreciate that patience. All right. Guys, thank you so much for that patience. I've been I've been working on this mug of tea here this morning and a couple glasses of water, so appreciate the patience there while I take a short break. But we are ready to go. And some seriously compelling options here. We can potentially take a empty cage, allowing us to remove 2 cards from the deck, making us a little bit more pure, a little thinner, which is also a pretty solid option. Could think about taking a busted crown, giving us less card rewards in the future, but an extra energy, which is nice. Or we could think about taking a tiny house for some gold, some max health, an extra card, and an upgrade, and a potion. Fairly solid option there as well. I'm not in love with this busted crown, but we may have to take it. With the consistency of the deck right now, we totally want another energy. Definitely hurts to not get to more card rewards, though. I think we definitely want to see a lot of card rewards. Although potentially then we make we put an emphasis on getting to some shops in the next few acts. Oh, and that's good to hear, Dentalmon. I am doing good. I'm glad to hear you're doing well as well. Yeah, it's a nice day so far, guys. It's I woke up with a little bit of pep in my step. Although, as I talked about at the beginning of stream, I am a bit sore presently. My legs are a little bit tired due to some rigorous exercise the last few days. So I'm hurting a little bit, but I'm here. Right, Zoosh? This is a tough decision, man. This is a tough decision. I could see us taking the empty cage here and just making the deck just a little bit tighter. I mean, we already do block fairly well, and I think we get to a decent amount of damage with Red Skull. But it kind of just feels like the 4 energy is just what the doctor ordered. It's tough to take a busted crown in Act 1. It's always tough to take a busted crown in Act 1. Not seeing extra card rewards is a pretty punishing way to continue. It truly is. And there's no guarantee we're going to be able to get a energy relic if we make it through Act 2. What do we think, chap? I'd love to hear what you guys think about these different options here. I think I'm pretty torn here. Getting rid of 2 strikes on one hand is fairly solid, and I think it makes our block even more consistent. But I think our damage output is definitely going to suffer with 3 energy. Okay. Well, we're going to take this busted crown, guys. And we're just going to hope for the best. We may be leaning hard into the singing bowl, since we're only going to be seeing 1 card reward for now. But we do have 240 gold, which makes the decision a little bit easier, right? We can get to an early shop here. And I totally want to take on some elites this act, if possible. We are going to be seeing Champ at the end of the act, so we do want a reliable way to scale our strength up. Try to make this fight a little bit easier. Seeing something like a demon form, some more reliable ways to get to some strength other than the Red Skull would be nice. That would be really nice. And none of the paths are really incredibly strong. If we decide to take this early elite, then we miss out on the shop. And I think we totally want to have the option for the shop. I think what we probably are going to do is take these first 3 fights here and then head to this shop. We'll go to this fire, take 3 back-to-back events, and then when we get to here we can kind of decide if we want to take on 3 elites or pivot to the right and maybe take 2 elites, or pivot to the right again and take a fire. I think, you know, if hopefully we can get to a strong enough point here where we feel good about taking 3 elites. That's a pretty solid line. Go ahead and weaken you. Okay. And taking a little bit of damage is fine, right? We do want to kind of ride a fine line between getting to Red Skull value and also keeping a lot of our hit points as well. So being at or around half is going to be just fine for us. And obviously we want to try to land that feed as often as possible. Okay, good. Good. Putting ourselves in a really good position to be able to get the feed off here. And I'm really happy with the block consistency that we have presently. 14 and 10 is 24, so we are able to go ahead and kill this turn. Fantastic. And it should be noted that the more HP, the more max HP we get to, the easier it's going to be for us to get to Red Skull value. And we pick up a weak pot. Really nice potion to get right off the bat. And the potential for a heavy blade could be a solid option with the added strength that we get from Red Skull. We don't presently have a ton of ways to get to extra strength, so I don't know if I quite want this heavy blade yet. That's a good point, Shabanak. It's a really good point. We do have a really pretty solid base for what we want to do. We have some extra dex, some extra strength when we get to a certain point, right? This is kind of conditional. But looking at the base cards, right, we are, you know, we're focused on blocking with the weakness that we can apply from Clothesline. We have a nice disarm here, Flame Barrier, Ghostly Armor, so we're consistently able to block, especially on 4 energy. And having 4 energy makes this Whirlwind a whole heck of a lot better as well, especially against multiple enemies, which we are going to be seeing in Act 2 and Act 3. I think we're just taking the max health here, guys. I don't know if I can justify the Heavy Blade quite yet, and it's not upgraded. Okay, let's kind of want this out of the deck, so we'll just go ahead and play it. So we are getting debuffed here by the Chosen, so every time we play a skill from here on out, we are going to be adding Dazed into our draw pile. 3 turns a week is great against the Chosen here, making his next few attacks a lot more manageable. And we could choose to do 16 here or 8, but then apply some vulnerable. We are going to be mostly blocking in the next few turns, although we could have the headbutt. Okay, good. Good. So are we ever able to feed next turn? I don't think we quite are. So in that case, let's grab our clothesline back. Do want to block here a little bit. Getting really close to that red skull point, right? 42, 43 is the target there. Okay. And now we just kind of want to try to get back to feed to end the fight. Okay, good. Solid fight against the Chosen here. We're able to get our feet off. We pick up some extra gold. And the chance at another disarm. I think we do want this other disarm. It's going to make the Book of Stabbing fight a whole lot more manageable. Totally fine with another disarm in the deck. Broken Crown helped me to skip cards was something I had to learn. Nice, yeah. And I'll say this. For probably most new players to the game, not to say obviously that you're a new player or anything like that, but anybody just starting to play this game, that's a valuable lesson to learn, is that sometimes to get more powerful, sometimes you do have to skip cards and you have to keep the purity of the deck, right? If we choose too many cards, then we're not able to get back to feed. We're not able to get to our useful cards like Clothesline or Flame Barrier or Disarm. So sometimes the strongest strategy is to sometimes not pick cards. And obviously we have an incentive not to do so with the Singing Bowl as well. Okay, good. Do take a little bit damage, but as previously stated, we are kind of okay with that. With that said, when we can full block, I think it's probably prudent to do so. Try to conserve as much HP as we can at times. Okay, now our objective is just to get back to feed and end this fight, which we should be able to do here. Oh, we just barely can't play the feed here. Okay, so we wait one more time around in the deck then. Not a huge deal. Put you at 1 HP? Sure. Put you at 1 HP. Okay, so now the decision becomes, do we take 9 damage or do we just end the fight? Yeah, so I think what we were meant to do is not attack last turn and actually headbutt this turn to get back to feed. Either way, we're going to take the damage here. And there's no guarantee that we're going to see the feed next turn, although we do have a pretty good shot to see it. I don't know if landing feed is worth taking another 9 damage. 9 puts us at, what, 42? No, 44. sorry. Which puts us at exact red skull value, which isn't terrible. I'm going to be greedy here and go for the feed. Okay, good. So we do get the feed off. And we're at a pretty manageable amount of hit points as well, and we're pretty close to that red skull value as well, which I think we want to kind of try to ride this fine line between having a good amount of HP and getting to that extra strength. Could get to some extra energy here by the form of bloodletting, trading in some of our max health, or of our hit points, and gaining an extra energy would be, I think, solid in some instances. I think I'm fine to just skip here, though, take some extra health. And I think we definitely want to go to the shop. 286 gold. It's fantastic. Right, Shabanok? I've been playing this game for close to 1,200 hours, and I'm still learning every time I play. Every time I get into different encounters, you know, finding different synergies in the game, finding different ways to tackle different scenarios. So that's something you can expect to keep doing as you go forward. It's really, it is amazing though. I totally agree. If there's one thing I can say about the Spire, it definitely keeps you on your toes. Totally. So, consideration here, first and foremost, the orange pellets is a really, really solid option here, allowing us to remove all of our debuffs whenever we're able to play a power, attack, and skill in the same turn. It should be noted that we don't presently have any powers in the deck, so we won't be able to get value on this right away. But this would be a very, very solid option for the future. So we'd be kind of investing in the future should we take the orange pellets. Bronze scales is also really nice here. We do generally block fairly well, so having some extra value with bronze scales to do damage for us could be pretty nice to have. I also really like the Shrug It Off, giving us some extra card draw. On 4 base energy, it's nice to have another option. And we presently don't have any card draw on the deck, so I think we do want that. Yeah, okay. Let's do that. We can barely just not remove a card. Could think about taking the Thunderclap as well. Do kind of like the Thunderclap, giving us a way to do some AoE damage and vulnerability to some of our enemies here, allowing a lot of our other attacks to hit just a little bit harder. Could be really solid. I wish it was upgraded. Do wish it was upgraded. I think we might just save the rest of our money here. Yeah, because a Thunderclap would be nice, because then we don't have to quite rely on Bash as often. And truthfully, I would love to get just rid of Bash eventually. Yeah, okay. I'm gonna go ahead and take the Thunderclap here, see how that works for us. So now we have a pretty big decision. We can try to take 2 more combats here, which might be a good idea with the Busted Crown, just to get a couple more potential card rewards. And we also get a chance at 2 fires before these next few elites. Getting some upgrades in the deck would be really nice. We are a little bit behind on upgrades at the moment, so getting upgrades to stuff like the Intimidate, the other Disarm, the Feed would be really nice. I think I do like that. We do take on 2 hard fights here. These could also be combats, right? And it would. There are some really, really strong Act 2 events that we could see. And we are going to be seeing combats over here as well. So maybe it's just fine to take maybe 1 or 2 combats out of these, potentially. And just 1 fire. How much emphasis do we put on upgrading our cards right now? That's the question. It would be really nice to get an upgrade on feed. I also really think we're fairly strong here with, hey, Tyron the Third. Thank you so much for that generous host and raid. Thank you, thank you. Welcome, welcome. Hope you're having a great one. Welcome to the channel, Tyron. Have you been playing some Slay the Spire or what? Hope you're well. We're presently trying to contemplate whether we want to go left for some more combats and lean into the Singing Bowl a little bit, or going to the right. We do miss out on 1 fire, but we get the chance at 3 event rooms. Both really solid options, I think. I think I put a little bit more importance on the combats here, giving us more options to try to get to some cards. Let's do that. Okay, I am totally fine to pun away this Intimidate. The Snecko is going to be debuffing us with a confusing debuff, meaning we're going to be randomizing the cost of all of our cards for the remainder of the fight. Totally fine to do that. We aren't able to play the feed here because we want to try to land this later, so it's kind of a rough turn 1, but should be noted that we didn't see any of our 2-cost cards, which means we will hopefully get a good draw next turn once we get debuffed by Snecko. Okay, and we do. Okay, that's just fine. Do overblock a little bit. Okay. We are going to be getting to that red skull value, which is nice. Could just disarm you again. Let's do that. -5 strength Snecko is a little bit more manageable here, and I don't want to lose too much more HP in this fight. Truly do not want to lose too much more HP. Okay, so we'll just be patient here. We'll be a little patient here. We are taking a ton of damage. An alarming amount of damage. We've had a couple bad draws here from the Snecko. Can't quite kill with feed yet. So we're going to have to let this go around one more time, potentially. Okay, good. So we can full block and get our feed back. No, we can't quite get our feed back, unfortunately. Almost there. Come on, feed. Yes. Okay, perfect. Good. And we're at 36 health, which is a little concerning. I mean, we do kind of want to be around a half with the Red Skull. Do pick up a fire pot, which is really nice, and I think going to be super helpful against the upcoming elites. Hey, Unbuzzed, how's it going? Good morning. Good morning. Going well, man. Going really well this morning. And I hope you're doing well as well. Good to see you as always. Yeah, Tyron. So the reason I didn't kill that last turn when I had lethal is because I wanted to get to the feed. So getting to this card right here means we are able to add to our max health, which is going to be a pretty important form of scaling for us presently. So I wanted to make sure we had a chance to get lethal with feed. Okay, and we can take a pommel strike, which I think I kind of want to do. We're a little bit behind on damage at this point. Busted Crown start. What's up, Redbeardy? Good morning, good morning. How you doing? Good to see you as always, my friend. Yeah, with our 4 base energy, it's going to be advantageous to have a little bit of extra card draw here. So, totally down for a pommel strike. And I'm wondering if we're ever just going to rest at one of these fires and then upgrade at the next fire. I think so. I think so. Do want to be at a reasonable amount of hit points for some of these upcoming fights. Okay, good. Getting really close to that Red Skull value. Let's see, and we can do 32 damage. We can almost kill the Centurion here. Gonna force the Mystic to try to heal again next turn as well. Okay, good. Okay, even better. Even better. Okay, and we're setting up to kill the Centurion next turn. I think we're okay to lose this for now. I'm going to go ahead and disarm the Mystic to make him a little less potent. So he might be attacking us next turn, yeah. Okay, so do we have lethal here on you? Let's see, 14, 23. Don't quite have lethal. Let's see, we can do 6. 14 is 20, 29, 38. So we would have lethal with the fire pot. I think we do have to use the fire pot here, unfortunately. I think that's okay, though. I think that's just an okay spot to use it. Now we just want to get to feed to end this fight. Okay, we'll see it next turn. Alright, good fight. Get up pretty close to 100 max health. Get a little bit of a heal. And again, as I stated before, we do want to kind of be around half to make sure we get that extra strength going forward. And the chance at a Burning Pact, allowing us to exhaust a card and draw some cards, I think is going to be actually pretty solid into the deck. Getting rid of some of these strikes is a good way for us to scale in some fights. I think we're okay with a Burning Pact here. Some additional card draw is also really nice. I think we're probably allowed to upgrade a card here, question mark. Always afraid to exhaust cards. Yeah, well, I'll say this, Dandelion. A good benefit of this card for us presently is getting rid of some of these base strikes that don't do a ton for us other than, you know, the 6 base damage is going to be great in some of the longer fights. Plus, being able to draw 2 cards on 4 base energy just gives us a lot more optionality at times. There's going to be turns where maybe we see 2 strikes, maybe a Burning Pact, and a Thunderclap, and, you know, like a Twin Strike. And maybe we need to block, so then we're exhausting one of those kind of more stinkier attacks, and we're able to get to some block or get to some other cards that are helpful for us. And then it means the next draw through we don't have to worry about playing a strike either. Kind of feels like we need to upgrade here. Although I'm a little bit worried about the 3 elites potentially in a row. Although I think right now we're fairly strong at most of the elites in this act. And we always have the chance to dodge after the second elite. Just gotta hope that these next few combats don't go poorly. Certainly could. Certainly could. I don't know if we're allowed to upgrade this feed yet. Might be an upgrade to Twin Strike, just for some more damage. With Red Skull value, this is 20 damage for 1. Which is pretty important. The Bash upgrade is starting to become a little more important as well, although we do have Thunderclap. Might just be Pommel Strike too for even more card draw. Allowing us to cycle through the deck a little better. Kind of feels like this is a pretty important decision. If we rest, we can essentially go to full. Get to 86 health. Still haven't found any reliable form of scaling for our strength, which is a little bit of a bother. Let's get an upgrade on that Twin Strike, giving us a little bit of a boost to our damage. Kind of feels like we're a little behind on that. Okay, we can pick up a Nunchaku, saying every time we play 10 attacks, we gain extra energy. We do play a good amount of attacks. Yeah, let's take it. Let's take it. Can we handle 3 elites? Let's find out. Let's find out. Okay, good. I think we might be roasting one of these defends. 14, 24. So we're maybe taking 18. It's kind of a rough turn 1. Okay. Not amazing by any means at all. So we take 12 damage, but we do get to our Red Skull value. Should make the subsequent turns a little bit easier. We are going to be taking some serious damage this turn. Unfortunately. And I'm left wondering if we made a mistake on not getting a rest. Potentially. Not seeing Whirlwind is a bit of a bother as well. Do we want anything back here? Don't think we ever have lethal with feed, right? 21. This guy's 38. The feed's going to be doing 13. Could headbutt back the Twin Strike to go ahead and get lethal here. And then we full block as well. Now we just gonna want to focus on getting off our feed. Okay, good. Very nice. Okay, and there's a chance that we don't even get to feed here. I'm gonna try really hard, but he's just gonna kill himself on our thorns, unfortunately. So, don't get to get the feed off, which is a little bit of a problem. Do pick up a frozen egg, which is really nice, giving us upgraded powers when they come into the deck. Really nice to have. Just be sure to give them a nap later. Yeah. Yeah, no problem, Dandelion. No problem at all. Does roasted defend taste like Stay Puft marshmallows? I'm not really sure. Do I only play the Ironclad? Nope. I play with all 4 characters, but I do prefer the Ironclad. Probably my favorite character. Ooh, and the chance at a limit break, giving us our first way to scale up our strength. Yes, please. Totally down to take that. We're gonna have to be careful in these next 2 fights. We're at a alarmingly low amount of HP. Ooh, and that's a kind turn 1 here. Let's get this Intimidate out of our hands. Let's strike a couple times here. Let's get that Nunchaku up a little bit. Okay, good. Definitely don't want to take any more damage. Want to try to get a full heal in this fight, if possible. Are we ever able to kill next turn? I don't think so. Get our Nunchaku up a little bit. The attack that we just played, Whirlwind, doesn't do any damage, but it procs the Nunchaku a little bit, getting us closer to getting the value out of it, which is really great. Okay. And now we just want to try to land the feed. Which means we are not allowed to attack yet. Okay. Come on, feed. There it is. Good. Alright. And that brings us to a more manageable amount of hit points. Pick up a block potion. And 1F, 1GG, 1G, 1GH, 1H. Thank you so much for that follow. Hope you're having a good one. It's quite the name there. Oh, oh, mama, mama. Why use the weakened card on turn 1? So the reason I did that is to essentially just get it out of the deck. Even though they weren't attacking us, I didn't want to see that card the next go through the deck. So I thought it was worth just roasting it turn 1. It's a great question though, Tyron. Okay, body slam. Do we ever take a body slam here? We do block fairly well. I don't think so. It is upgraded. Gives us an extra way to attack on the turns that we want to just block as well. And with the oddly smooth stone, it's not terrible. Plus with the block pot, it's decent. You know what? Let's take this. Let's take this. Allows us to get to Nunchaku value a little bit better too. I think this is going to be an okay body slam. There's the Book of Stabbing. That's the person we wanted to see. Just make you weak forever. Should be decent at this fight. Should be pretty decent at this fight. Okay. Perfect turn for our potion. Be nice to land feed in this fight, but it's not going to be the end of the world if we can't. Could just kill here. Could just kill here. 15. Okay. Let's see what we draw here first. This puts him at 1 times 5. And then we can try to get feed next turn. Almost dies. Totally worth it, right? Sweet. Okay, so we do get our feed off. Nunchaku is on 5, which is a decent number. Pick up a little extra gold and a Darkstone Periapt. Not that great, unfortunately. But this says whenever we would obtain a curse, we are able to increase our max health even more. Which, in this deck, we're not really actively trying to get any sort of curses. Do pick up a Swift Pot as well, and the chance at another Thunderclap. I think we're just going to take the max health here. Okay. And we could fight these guys, or lose all of our gold. If we fight them, we pick up a red mask, which will apply 1 count of weak at the beginning of combat, which is pretty solid considering we have the Intimidate as well. Gonna take this fight. Gonna take this fight. Okay. Please, Whirlwind. Okay, no Whirlwind. Okay, a little bit of a wasted Nunchaku value there, unfortunately. Unfortunately. Okay. Alright, and we heal a little bit. We get our red mask. We're at 40 hit points, so gonna skip that rupture as well. We don't presently have a way to proc that ability. Rupture says that whenever we find cards that deal damage to our sub, we gain 1 point of strength. We currently don't do that at all, so we'll skip that, and kind of feels like I have to take this elite here. Gives us a chance at maybe seeing something like a demon form. We are in a bit of trouble right now. I don't know if this deck can presently beat the champ. 6 strength. I don't know if that's enough to get through that fight. We're certainly going to find out. Is a little scary though. Especially if this this goes poorly. We're either going to be seeing Tri-Slavers again or Gremlin Leader. That was a nice feed, wasn't it? A couple fights ago, right? Yes, Book of Stabbing is terrifying without the disarm. Yeah, we definitely want to get to as many hit points as possible, Red. Totally. Do I prefer Slavers or Gremlins? I'd probably say Gremlin Leader right now. With the copies of Disarm and the amount of damage that we're generally able to do, I think we're probably able to kill the Gremlins pretty consistently. Especially at 3 strength. Okay, so this is pretty bad. This is pretty bad. We're gonna be lucky to get out of this fight, I think. Unfortunately. Okay, 21. We block most of that. See, 9, 27, 39, 43. So we can't quite kill the backslaver. Okay, that's a little better. We can bash to do 10, put you at 36. Then we're doing enough for lethal. We're going to take some damage here on the back end. And then Chaku's close. Gonna need some decent draw here to win this fight. $22, 17. Okay. Getting really close to that nunchaku value here. We could have played the action. That might have been a misplay there. We could have played the thunderclap to get the nunchaku value, and then, or no, we couldn't have done that. Never mind. We did that correctly. Let's get the extra energy here. Flame barrier. Go ahead and kill you. Okay. Should be good from here. I don't think we should lose any more HP. It'd be nice to get the nunchaku back up, if possible. Okay, which we're unfortunately not going to be able to do because of the hit points of Taskmaster here. We already played our feet in this fight, so just go ahead and end the fight. And we pick up a Shuriken. Nice. That's huge. That may just give us enough strength to win the fight against Champ. Really happy to get that. And we pick up a potion, which is also really important for us. And the chance at an unupgraded armaments. This might be a decent armaments here. We could upgrade it. Are we ever able to block consistently enough at 27 health to get off a armaments, an upgraded armaments in the champ fight to keep getting to strength? That's the question. Hey Teach, how's it going? Good to see you, my friend. Good morning. How to play masochistic Iron Chad. You get too excited and just kill myself all the time. Reaper and Necronomicurse. Blue candle. Yeah. Oof. That would be nice. That would be quite the combo. I do think we need an upgrade here to the limit break, but perhaps with the added dexterity that we have, just getting the armaments and then getting it upgraded is okay. And then we just play this next fight pretty slow. Try to get some strength from the shuriken. Keep trying to double the strength with limit break. Does mean we have to try to line up limit break and armaments, which is not always easy to do. I think it's our best plan though, right? Because I do think we unfortunately have to go into this next fight with low health. Unfortunately. I think that's our only chance. Oh boy. We've seen 2 rare cards this whole run. 2 rare cards this whole run. That's the problem with the busted crown. See if the strategy works, guys. We might just be dead. We're gonna need... Luck is gonna need to be on our side a little bit here. Does help that we're able to weaken the champ quite a bit. So... Before we begin this fight, I want to talk about our strategy here. Currently, we are able to weaken our opponent quite a bit, right? We have this turn 1 Intimidate. We have a couple copies of Disarm. And we have an upgraded Clothesline. So our goal is to want to be able to cycle weakness. We want to be able to block consistently. We don't want to hit him too hard, because once the champ falls below half, he's going to start getting really, really angry and start hitting us really hard with his execute attack, which we presently can't deal with, right? We have low HP. So right now we want to try to get our armaments in play to get upgrades to the cards in our hand. Once we start to get upgrades to some of our other blocking, we can probably consistently block, and then we can start to try to get our strength going. That'll allow us to win the fight. Okay, so let's get an extra turn a week here right away. Block a little bit. And could get our Nunchaku up a little bit by playing Twin Strike here, but I think instead I'm just going to end turn. We're not able to get a Shuriken proc, and I think the only time I really want to play attacks in this first phase is when I'm able to get a Shuriken proc. Really hoping we see that that armaments with the limit break in hand. That would be fantastic. I'm gonna play this a little slow here, guys. Okay, Jack of all trades, Panacea. Panacea is okay. It blocks some of the debuffs going forward. Jack of all trades is nice because it gives us a chance to get to maybe like a Dark Shackles or some extra block. We are currently taking a ton of damage. Maybe we wanted to do that the turn before to get upgrades to the strikes, maybe. Oh well. Okay, well, we're always doing this. Pulling these attacks into our hand means we have a better chance at seeing the disarms and the defense next turn. It's getting scary. Draw hasn't been great here. Draw has not been great, and we're not allowed to play the limit break yet, because we're going to need more than 6 strength to win this fight. Unfortunately. Do a little bit of damage. Oh, man. Okay, so getting rid of a strike is fantastic here. Thankfully, we get to a little bit of block as well. Yeah, we're just not fast enough right now. I don't know if we got this, guys. We're not quite fast enough yet. Okay, 3 turns a week is fantastic. Okay, there's the armaments. Perfect. We can play this twice, too. Good. Okay, things are starting to look up a little bit. And we get an extra strength with the shuriken as well. Definitely in a better spot now. 14 strength now. Now we can start to deal out a little bit of damage. Could do 99 damage this turn. Are we ever able to kill next turn? That's the question. If we do 99 damage this turn, that puts Champ at what? 267? So he doesn't quite split. Okay, that's fine. Getting close here, guys. It's getting close here. Okay, so if we weaken you... 14. We're able to block enough. You don't quite split yet. Okay, good. Okay, so I think we need to split this turn. He's going to intimidate us next turn. We need to block first, so we need to draw a block card. Gotta hope and pray here for a block card, guys. Let's see, we have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 block cards that we can draw. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it's basically a 50-50. Okay, good. Perfect. Okay, we maybe just want to bash here. It splits the champ. And then we gotta hope for something like Limit Break Whirlwind. We do go down to... what, 4 HP? Oh no, we don't split. We don't split. Okay, 220 is the split. 220 is the split here. 13, so we're able to block, thankfully. Gonna get Limit Break back, which means we want, what, Twin Strike? Probably. Get our Nunchaku up a little bit here as well. It's gonna be really close, guys. So we just split. So it means we need to kill here in the next 2 turns. That means this turn and next turn. Got to be able to get to damage next turn. We also have feed. It's gonna be close. 42 damage. Okay, good. Alright, easy fight. Always had it. Always had it, chat, right? Oh boy. And thankfully the strategy that we, formulated actually worked out. It was really close. Really close. Oh man. I'll be honest, I was kind of sweating there, guys. Oh boy, did I mess up order at some point? Ah, that's funny, I'm buzzed. Easy clap. GG, guys. GG, Dandelion. GG, Zoosh. Okay. And our options are Bludgeon. Not amazing. Although it does give us a big, chonky attack card. At times it does feel like we're a little bit behind on damage, but I don't know if we're allowed to take Bludgeon at this point. It could be good. Could be good. That was a crazy boss fight. And by the way, what's up, Romulus? How you doing? Hope you're well. Oh my gosh, Illusion. That's the truth. That is the truth, my friend. Red Skull value has been real this run. For sure. Okay. Well, adding another big chunky attack, I think it's probably fine. I think a lot of times we're able to play it with the amount of energy we get to. It's not my favorite card in the world. Although if we do see like something like a Snecko-Eye, it becomes a lot more amazing. Big time, baby. Big time. So I think we totally want this Snecko-Eye here. I think we've got a fairly good deck for it. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 2 cost or more cards. Which doesn't sound like a lot, but with the 4 base energy and a good amount of weaken, I think we're going to be in decent shape here. This also gives us 2 additional cards at the start of our turn. So the additional card draw is going to be super appreciated. Especially when we're getting the Nunchaku value. Definitely take a Snecko-Eye here. Hey, thanks, Romulus. Appreciate those kind words. Alright, so we're going to be seeing the Woke Bloke here at the end of the act. Bird with arms, whatever you want to call him. The Awakened One. This boss pretty much demands us to have ways to deal with his strength scaling through our powers, which right now we have 0 powers, so I think we're pretty well equipped to deal with the Awakened One presently. We also have 2 copies of Disarm, which is going to be really, really helpful in that fight. And the added dex I think is going to be also nice. I think we're going to be okay in this fight should we make it there. We do have 316 gold that we definitely can't wait to spend. And before we go forward again here, guys, I am going to take one more short break. As previously stated, I've been hydrating like crazy today. I've been exercising this week a little bit, so I'm a bit sore. I'm a bit dehydrated, so I need to kind of hydrate. And I have been doing so this morning, so I am going to take a quick 2-minute break, leave you guys with some art for the channel, and I will be right back. Don't go anywhere. Alright guys, thank you so much for that patience. Very much appreciated. As we head into Act 3, we're going to be fighting against the Awakened One. Let's take a peek at what we want for our pathing. Definitely think we need to see some elites. Giving us a higher probability of seeing rare cards is going to be important with the Busted Crown. And Illusion, you are completely right. Show us that big money demon form, baby. Especially with Snecko, right? One thing that's interesting is that we have a 0-cost Intimidate bottled presently, which is going to make some of our turn ones a little weird with Snecko Eye. Going to be a little weird at times. Okay, so we could take this early shop here. Have a lot of optionality on this path. We can go here. Take 1, 2, 3 elites and some fires as well. This also gives us a lot of different pathing options should we want to diverge from our current path. Let's do that. I do like seeing the fires before our elites, which we're able to do so out of 2 out of 3. Really nice to be able to do. Thankfully, we do have our Emerald Key as well, which means we are not bound by any path. Ooh, baby. It's a nice bludgeon there, turn 1. It's a nice bludgeon there, turn 1. Might even be able to kill here turn 1, we'll see. Oh, okay. So we aren't able to, unfortunately, kill turn 1, but shouldn't have too much trouble in this fight from here. So now we don't want to just get a feed off. Which we're going to be able to do. Okay, good fight. Good fight indeed. And we pick up a little bit of extra money, get to a reasonable amount of hit points, and picking up a power pot is, I think, pretty solid for us. And that might be something we want to carry all the way to the heart, giving us an option to potentially find something like a demon form or a corruption. Going to be all really solid options going forward. And the chance at a wild strike. Don't think I want a wild strike. Definitely don't want a wild strike. Let's just take the max health. Navigating through the beyond, you discover a glowing tesseract, spinning and shifting gently in the air. You touch it. A sharp pain flows through you, followed by vivid flashes of a distant memory. Whose memories are these? Okay, so there can be some really solid options in here. Should be noted that a lot of the colorless cards that we would potentially be adding into the deck are coming in at 0 cost, which doesn't pair incredibly well with the Snecko Eye. So I think instead of losing more HP here, I think I'm probably just going to look at 2 cards instead of the normal 3. Okay, Bomb's actually pretty solid. Pairs pretty well with the Snecko Eye, and it's not bad here. It's not bad here. When upgraded, this does 50 AoE damage over 3 turns. After 3 turns, I mean. Totally fine with that. Mind Blast. Mind Blast. It's also pretty solid. Sometimes. Could just take the 2 max HP here instead. Yeah, let's do that. I like that a little more. And I do want to take this early shop, seeing as we have a little over 300 gold. Hopefully getting to some goodies in the shop will make us stronger. Okay. right away, things I'm interested in. The Mercury Hourglass is fantastic. Could take an Apotheosis here, allowing us to upgrade all of our cards, including the Limit Break. Really solid. We are behind on upgrades too, so an Apotheosis in the deck I think would be fantastic. Would have been nice to have been able to bottle that instead of this Intimidate. Would also like to get rid of a Strike if possible. I'm not sure we're going to be able to grab a Relic here. Can't quite get a removal and the Blood Pot. I think we always are getting rid of a Strike, though. Fortunately. Can't take the Flex either. Okay, solid shot. We didn't find the ever popular and helpful Demon form, unfortunately. Okay, pretty solid turn one. I'm going to be doing 50 damage here at the end of next turn. Pretty solid. Pretty solid. Okay. No need to keep attacking. Take a little bit of damage here, but I'm going to be able to just kill at the end of this turn. Get our Nunchaku up just a little bit. Okay, good fight. Pick up a little bit of extra gold. Chance at a Warcry. I don't think so. Don't think so. Okay, now I'm wondering if we're ever going left to get the extra fire here. And I like having the option to maybe get to something like a Mind Bloom from the two question marks. We do see more card options this way because we have more combats, and we can have a little bit of optionality here at the end with these fires as well. Yeah, I think we need to see more combats presently. More chances to get to feed, which right now is our pretty important way of scaling. Yeah. Let's do that. Let's do that. Okay, really nice to see the Apotheosis turn one. Really, truly nice. Okay. Go ahead and feed on you. Can block a little bit. Okay, solid. Start to damage the Spiker a little bit. You also get an extra point of strength. Totally worth taking a little bit of extra damage here. Totally worth. That's just fine too. Take 0 damage since we are blocking just enough of these thorns. We already got our feet off, so Playing the bomb here is just fine. Do take 14 damage if we do that, though. So perhaps we're just going to defend instead. Don't really want to lose a whole lot of HP here if I can help it. I might have goofed that up a little bit, actually. Might have been meant to just kill one of these repulsors here instead. Oops. A little bit of an oops. Let's see. So if I kill this guy, I take 13 damage. If I don't kill him, I take 9. I think we just take the 13 and just get rid of him. Just get rid of you. Definitely would be nice to see a Reaper in this run. Reaper would be super appreciated. See, there's nothing else to do in this fight, right? Something like a Corruption would also be nice to see. Okay, can't take a Rage, so we'll just take the max health again. Just take the max health here. And let's see, upgrade. Maybe an upgrade to the Limit Break, ensuring that we are able to have that upgraded for sure, even though we do have the Apotheosis in the deck. Could potentially just a recall here. I think we're at an okay amount of hit points to be able to do that. Which means we're giving ourselves an option to rest down the road. We may actually want to rest here before these next two elites. I'm going to recall here. We're going to stay around Red Skull value for the next two combats. Okay. We're going to be fighting against the Nemesis. Truly fearsome opponent, indeed. Let's see, if we play the bomb here, this turn, next turn, he's intangible, and then the following turn, he gets hit with 50 damage. It's decent. It's decent. Okay, nice. Very nice. Get everything upgraded. Go ahead and full block here almost. Get our Nunchaku up a little bit as well. Doing a good amount of damage here next turn. Go ahead and weaken you. Okay. Pretty solid fight so far. Good to get the disarm in. Good to get the disarm in. Fight's going pretty good so far. Fight is going fairly solid thus far. Do take a little bit of damage here. Okay, get some extra strength here. Get our Nunchaku on a good number as well. Should hopefully be able to kill not next turn, but the turn after. Okay, we set ourselves up next turn to grab the bludgeon. Should be able to just kill next turn. If we see feed too, there's a chance we can just feed. Okay, good. We're just barely doing it too much damage here. Let's see, Bash Feed, is that lethal? 15 and 17. Let's see, that does, what, 30 damage? 45, 4. And then we... It's not quite enough damage, I don't think. Right? 15, then he's vulnerable. 1.5 times 17. 15, 16. 20, 33. 48. Is it exact lethal? Is it 48? Well, we can science this. I think it's lethal, right? Nope. Not quite. Okay. Well, we don't get... Unfortunately, we don't get the feed off. But we're able to end the fight. And Vajra's nice. Giving us a point of strength here innately is nice to have. A chance at a Thunderclap. I think we're going to go ahead and skip that and take the max health. And we can remove a card from the deck. Totally appreciated. Get rid of a strike. Totally fine to do that. And it's 65 HP. I think we're probably fine to take another lead here. Do have to take the Sapphire Key here to complete the trifecta, allowing us to get to Act 4. That value bludgeon, isn't that nice, Cameras? By the way, how you doing? Hope you're having a good one. And guys, everyone else in the channel, I hope you guys are having a great Thursday. I know I haven't really addressed you guys a whole lot. I hope you guys are all having a good one. Hope you guys have had a good week. My name's Despot. Hope you guys are all enjoying the content. For any first-timers here, guys, I am live Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. Saturdays, generally, we are live for a bit longer. Normally, we do play Slay the Spire at Ascension 20, and we also have a really fun challenge called the Ironcladder. But yeah, hope you guys are all having a good one. Appreciate you hanging out. Alright, Reptomancer. A scary, scary enemy indeed. Okay, so we're already at Red Skull value, so playing the Limit Break here I think is just fine. Getting to 8 strength I think is probably enough for this fight. So we're totally going to play the Limit Break here. Get rid of one of these daggers. And we'll weaken you two for one more turn as well. Should be decent. Should be decent. See, we're killing you for sure. We can kill this guy as well. Okay. It's going to be summoning more daggers here this turn. And attacking, yes. Okay. So, Whirlwind does how much damage? 40, 64. Plus we get an extra energy with Nunchaku. Okay, how are we blocking? That's the better question. Let's see, we can headbutt. Headbutt you. Let's see, this does how much? 8? 25? So, let's do this. Let's get some block back. Hopefully. Get our Nunchaku value, so we're still at 4 energy. Go ahead and get rid of this guy. Pommel strike. Get a little bit of block back. And then I think I'm totally fine with just getting rid of the feed here to make sure we don't take any more damage other than the bit of chip damage that we take from Repto here. Okay, bomb went off, giving us a little bit of extra damage push there. Get everything upgraded there with the Apotheosis is nice. We do lose the Ghostly Armor, which is probably just fine. It's kind of a bummer that we see it so many block cards here on the summoning turn. What Ascension is Ironcladder up to? We're presently at Ascension 2. So we just started over the ladder, I think, last stream, and we blew through our first A1 run. Why hit minions when the bomb is proccing? That's actually a really good question, Gudo. That was a misplay. You were not missing something. I was. I appreciate you pointing that out. Yeah, Cameras and Gudo, you guys were 100% correct there. That was a bit of a misplay. That was a bit of an oopsie. That was definitely a misplay. Okay, weakening you for the next couple turns is good. Then we can just hit these guys and kill them as well. Yeah, I gotta pay more attention to that dang bomb, right? That was a bit of a misplay there. That 17 damage whirlwind is nice, isn't it? Okay, and I think we're probably just always killing here. Yeah. All right. Decent Repto fight. Pick up a fairy in a bottle. Really nice to have. Some extra gold Aegeria, allowing us to lift at rest sites now, giving us some extra initial strength. Pretty solid. And a dual wield, allowing us to dual wield some potential powers or attacks. Dual wield could be good here, especially with Snecko Eye. Especially if we can find something like a Reaper eventually. Dual wield could be really nice to have. Down to take a dual wield. Definitely down to take a dual wield. With Fairy, maybe even double lift is possible. That's a really good point, Gudo. Really good point. Second, just adjust that. There we go. Okay. So, let's see. Let's weaken you for another turn. Can dual wield probably the bludgeon here. Doing a fair amount of damage. Go ahead and grab it back as well. 5 turns a week should be decent against the Maw here. Getting to 10 strength is also really solid. Do take a ton of damage here. Do take a ton of damage here. Okay, well, take a bunch of damage. Yikes. Gotta try to kill you quick. Blocking for 4. 24 damage. Could pommel strike for 14, 31. Kind of feels like we have to play the bludgeon here. Just take the damage to the face here. Okay. Solid, we can get the bomb in play here. I'm going to try to get to this armaments if I can. Okay, not able to. Not a huge deal. Not a huge deal. Okay, hopefully we can end this by the time we see bomb. Okay, nice. Very nice. Okay, and we're never going to be able to get feed off in this fight because, right, it's going to get shuffled into our pile here unless we see something like headbutt. And I don't think we're going to have that option, so at the cost of getting more max health here, I just want to do a little bit more damage to make sure we can kill next turn. Okay, so bomb's going off this turn, so we already have 50 damage, so we need to do 37, which we already have. Okay, good. Good fight. We are at an alarmingly low amount of hit points, though, which is a little scary. We did give ourselves the option to rest here. We may want to do so. Make sure we get through this elite fight. I would like to save this fairy in a bottle, guys. I'd like to take this to the heart if possible. Especially if we don't see Demon Form or Reaper. That's a great question, Cameras. Yep, and it sure does, yeah. As Lawn Knight said. Kind of feels like we need to rest here. Interestingly enough, we're almost still at Red Skull value. Which is great. I think we are probably able to lift here should these next two combats go well. Okay, let's get the Apotheosis off for sure. Weaken you guys. Really would love to play this bludgeon though. See, we take 15 here. We go to Red Skull. Oh, okay. Nunchaku. Nunchaku just coming in the clutch, and we'll go ahead and proc it for one more. Extra turns a week here is nice. Nice to have. There's our extra strength. Okay. Oh, did I miss that, Gudo? Gosh darn it. I will say, guys, for all of you new to the channel, I do sometimes miss the optimal play, right? I'll be honest with you. I'm probably not going to make the optimal play every single time. But I do make the optimal play, I'd say, a good amount of the time. But yeah, I apologize for all of if there are any misplays. Hey, Rylax, thank you so much for that follow. Welcome to the channel. Hope you're having a fantastic day. Do appreciate that support. Okay, so they're coming at us with 1637. Presently, we can block for 23. Get a little bit of damage down as well. Also, just try to kill this Darkling as well. Maybe that's how we block. Get an extra strength thanks to our Shuriken here. And we're almost full blocking. Nice. Very nice. Let's see, we could end the fight now, but then we don't get feed off. I want to go for that feed, guys. Going to be a little bit greedy here. Potentially at the detriment to our hit points. Okay, good. So, we get out of the fight. Thankfully. And we pick up some extra max health, which is super appreciated. Some extra gold and potentially a heavy blade. Totally think we want a heavy blade in the deck, right? Normally we can get it upgraded with Apotheosis, and it's going to hit hard for us. Pretty solid with Snecko Eye as well. Ooh, good old Nemesis again. Good old Nemesis again. Let's see, 8 strength. Is that enough against Nemesis? Probably. I think so. That way we can rush this fight a little bit too. Okay, we do miss out on a little bit of value here with our Nunchaku, unfortunately. Unfortunately. Okay, good. Shrug it off's great here. Can also weaken you, but I think we just need to take the block, probably. I appreciate that, Unbuzz. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. Yeah, that's a good way to look at it, right? The misplays sometimes make it more challenging and interesting to watch, right? And honestly, guys, at the core of the channel, this is really, for me, about coming to hang out with you guys and enjoying ourselves. Having a good time. Obviously, you know, I want to win, and I want to play at a high level, which means, you know, not making too many misplays, right? Because at Ascension 20, even sometimes 1 or 2 misplays can cost you the run. So I guess it should be stated that, you know, totally like to try to be perfect at all times, but it's just not always possible. And I try not to sweat it when I do make the misplays. It's more about, for me, just having a good time with you guys and having fun playing some video games. Yeah, the clothesline is pretty nice here. Gives us a little bit of extra block, and it's a pretty good trade here with the heavy blade as well. So that means we can apply some weaken, which is probably better to have over the course of the next couple turns. I think I tend to agree with you there. And we can get our extra Nunchaku proc here with the Thunderclap, which is nice to have. Getting to a kind of a scary amount of hit points here, but should be in okay shape. Kind of feels like we need to play this bludgeon here. Let's see, taking 15 puts us down to 29. Yikes. Which means we could just die. We don't probably die next turn. Which means we just deal the damage. Probably gonna have to rest at this last fire, my guess. Okay, good. Should hopefully be able to just kill here. right. Oh, and there's an Akabeko. Really solid. This says our first attack each combat deals 8 additional damage. And the most amazing card ever, Iron Wave, on offer. Yes, so now we just totally want to try to get stronger in the Act 4 shop, right? We're going to rest here. Hopefully we can make it through these next few fights without having to use these 2 potions. And unfortunately we're not able to lift here. 37 hit points is not enough, I don't think, to make it through these next 2 bosses. Even with the fairy in a bottle, I really think we need to preserve these potions to make it through the hard fight. Okay, so first boss of our first 2 bosses that we're going to see is the Awakened one. This boss essentially demands us not to play powers, which, interestingly enough, we have 0 powers in the deck presently. So we are going to be just fine there. So we're not going to be scaling up the strength of the bird at all. In fact, we're going to be disarming him to make him a whole lot easier to deal with. And I think in this fight we just want to be able to scale our strength up and kind of keep scaling enough. Hopefully we can exhaust a few cards to make ourselves a little bit better and then get to a point where we can kill. Totally fine with giving them an extra turn a week here. Conserve some of our hit points as well. Bomb's gonna kill this one already. Already get a disarm down, which is great. And this ensures that this one dies to the bomb as well. Take a little bit more damage here. Do get to our red skull value, which is nice. I don't think we're allowed to play Limit Break yet, unfortunately. At the end of this turn, these 2 die. So we really only have to focus on Awakened one here. Having another copy of Headbutts. Do we want that? Yeah, I don't think so. Grab the clothesline back to inflict even more weaken next turn. It's going to be useful to have. Okay. Go down to 44, which is a little spooky. Little spooky here. Totally don't want to take any more damage this fight if possible. We are going to be able to double our strength next time we see the Limit Break, which is great. So good. So good, the Akabeko. Absolutely, Dandelion. Totally with you on that. Totally with you on that. Okay, so... Fortunately, we can't Burning Pack this turn. Would have wanted to do that, for sure. I'm not going to play the Bludgeon yet, either. Because I want to keep Awaken 1. Well, I guess we can play the Bludgeon. I think that's fine. We can do that for now. Get our Nunchaku value as well. There's the Limit Break. Putting us at 10 strength. We can also headbutt it back. Does mean we, unfortunately, take a whole boatload of damage. 12 is not ideal here. We could just kill. Get our Limit Break again next turn. Then we're staring at 40 damage next turn as well. There's no guarantee we block enough, block a whole lot next turn either. Would really like to get to like 20 to 30 strength. Playing the limit break twice more means we are able to end the fight pretty easily from there. 44 hit points is really spooky though. If we take 12 here, we go down to 32. Not super ideal. Not super ideal. So we take 12 here, and then we bank on the fact that we're able to block next turn. It's a solid plan, I think. We do get to 20 strength next turn as well. Let's try. Give it a shot. Okay, good. Fantastic. Okay. Okay, there's a good play here. Limit break. Weaken you. Oops, okay. Didn't want to play the weaken there. It's a bit of an oops. Okay. So we miss out on a little bit of block. Okay. We might be using the fairy here in the next fight. Might be using up the fairy. Hopefully not in this fight. Hopefully not in this fight. Okay, get a little bit of extra strength here. Okay, should be able to hopefully get out of this fight without losing too much more HP. Okay, should be able to just feed here, actually. Okay, let's see. How do we want to do this? We're at 23. 46. Chaku's almost there. Okay, dual wields the feed. Okay, good. Well, we get a little bit of a heal there, fortunately, and we get our Nunchaku on the right number. And now we just gotta kind of cross our fingers and hope this next fight goes well. Okay, well, we do have disarms in the deck, which is really nice against the Time Eater. Should be helpful. I find I struggle the most with decks like this since it's hard for me to play out piles without big win con cards like Demon Form and Mantra stuff. Mantra stuff, yeah, and Catalyst Plus, yeah, fair enough. Yeah, right. It's nice to try to win. It's nice to try to win, like, and eke out wins when the odds are against you, right? Which they certainly are right now. They really, truly are. Definitely got to get this Apotheosis down turn 1, right? And then we just shrug it off. We block 11. We take 7 here. We go down to 11 HP. Could block most of this, but then we don't get the Apotheosis down, and I totally think we got to do that. Totally got to do that. Ah, I was hoping for a 0-cost attack there to get an extra energy with Nunchaku to play this other defend, but might be using the fairy in this fight, depending on the draw here. It's going to be really hard to full block a lot of this, although that helps a ton. Seeing the 0-cost cards here. Okay. So, headbutt. So we thunderclap. We headbutt back the limit break. And then we get an extra strength here with the shuriken proc. And then we can play 5 cards next turn. 4 cards next turn. Okay. Good. Limit break is super nice to have here. We can also weaken for 3 turns. I think we do want to play all these cards this turn, though. Go ahead and get some bomb value as well. Okay, so the Time Eater gets 2 points of strength when we play 12 cards. That's what he gets. And it looks like we're going to be using our fairy here. Looks like we're using the fairy, unfortunately. We do heal up to 30% of our max HP, which is a significant amount here. Certainly is a significant amount. And I think we're playing all 3 attacks here. I'm not going to try to greed this feed, I don't think, in this fight. Getting an extra point of strength and getting our Nunchaku procced, I think, is a little more important. Just to survive. Snecko working against us a little bit. Yeah, true. Yeah, potentially we could get a good pot from the Act 4 shop. That's true. Something like maybe like a cultist pot. Maybe we could find something like a Reaper. I think those would all be big for us. Okay. Now we just gotta hope that 44 is enough to get out of this fight. Thankfully, we're able to neuter the Time Eater a little bit more with the debuff to his strength. And now we just want to see Limit Break again, and I think we're able to end the fight pretty comfortably from there. Time Eater is going to be splitting at 240. So we could do a lot of damage this turn. 70, 122, 142. So we can do about half or so. He'll split next turn, and then we got to try to kill next turn. I think it's worth a shot. It's worth a shot, I say. And then we can play 3 cards, so I'm not gonna play these slimes out. We are weakened this turn, unfortunately. Yeah, unfortunately we're not going to be able to kill here. So instead, we want to play 3 cards this turn if possible. Meaning 1, 2, 3, and then we play the Limit Break again next turn. Okay, 24 strength is pretty solid. Pretty solid for sure. Can proc our, get our Nunchaku up once. I think that's fine. We're allowed to do that. Get rid of a slimed as well. Should be able to win this fight from here. Should be able to win this fight from here. We are seeing some kind of some rougher draws here. Slight overblock. Okay, so now we just want to try to get... Okay, unfortunately we can't get any more value out of the Nunchaku this turn. So we just kill. 96 strength is good with an upgraded heavy blade, apparently. A deep pulsing dread can be felt throughout the room. Is this the heart of the Spire, the source of this evil? It sure is. Casual 500 damage. Feels good, doesn't it? Deal some damage. The heart squirms and bleeds, but is ultimately still pounding. Are your mightiest attacks not enough? Have I been here before? Is our heavy blade going to be strong enough to win? Okay, so we heal to a good amount of HP. Definitely feeling a whole lot better about where we're at. The objectives here would be trying to potentially get a decent relic from the Spire elites here. Maybe finding something juicy in the shop. Do have a good amount of gold to spend here. We could also lift here to get some extra initial strength. Putting us at 2 initial strength with the Vajra. Or if we're below half, then a 5th strength would be a solid option. Could also just rest here, giving us a little more room to... a little more wiggle room. I don't think we're looking for an upgrade here. I think we just have to rely on Apotheosis right now, unfortunately. Yeah, lift certainly seems to be the best option right here. If we do heal, it's only for what? 7, 14, 24? I think the lift probably has a little bit more impact. Although the extra HP would be nice. Alright, let's cross our fingers here, guys. Okay. Okay, some solid options here. Things that are jumping out at me. The Cultist Pot, the Toy Ornithopter for some extra sustain is nice. Could grab a Frozen Eye. Not terrible. We don't find the Demon Form. We don't find the Reaper. Totally taking this Cultist Pot, I think, no matter what. Maybe Toy Ornithopter to give us 10 more max health. Could also consider taking the Shrug. Dark Embrace isn't doing a whole lot for us right now. It's not doing a ton for us right now. Excuse me. Could also think about removing a Strike. Making our Purity a little bit better as well. I think removing a Strike would be solid. Toy Ornithopter solid. Both are truly solid options for us. You buy Shrug. Shrug is a decent option. Giving us some card draw. I think we do appreciate card draw. Shrug is certainly viable here. Definitely is. Shrug, Toy Ornithopter. Could remove a Strike and buy a Shrug. Making our block density a little better. Might be the play here. Might be better than a 10 max health. Yeah. Yeah, because this is effectively buying like a block pot. Alright. Let's see how this goes, chat. Apotheosis turn 1 is pretty solid. Can also remove debuff completely here. With the Apotheosis, we can also weaken for next... Or no. It always just removes debuff just once. Or removes artifact just once, rather. Do take 12 to the face, which is probably fine. I think it's worth it. It's totally worth it. Go ahead and get a a little bit of damage down as well. With the Akabeko Whirlwind. Get the Nunchaku closer. Okay. This guy adds a couple burns into the deck. Can kind of put him down a little bit here. See what Shrug gives us. Nice. 0 cost defend. That's solid. Very solid. Let's see. 23, 67. Do 67 damage here to put you in a place where we can potentially kill next turn, maybe? I don't think we're ever really able to kill yet on the, what, 2 base strength that we have? Sir Newtsworth, could we have armaments into reduced apotheosis? That might have actually worked, yeah. I don't remember the cost of the apotheosis and the, or I'm sorry, I don't remember the cost of the armaments though. The backstab damage, yeah. That's kind of what I'm thinking. What we could do is bludgeon here and then body slam here, but it doesn't really do a ton, right? It only does, what, 14 damage? But that might be enough, potentially, for us to kill next turn. Depending what we draw. Maybe. Probably not. Probably not, but I think it's a pretty solid. Maybe it's just body slam here and then we do the full 44 here. We're going to be taking 28 damage here this turn. I'm sorry, 32 damage. Bomb is nice here. We're able to block a good amount as well. I think I want to get rid of this strike first. Okay, good. Okay, solid. Very solid. We're at 1 damage. Or 1 strength, rather. Maybe the play is just getting back to bludgeon here. And then we don't quite rely on strength quite as much here for the rest of the fight. Bomb's going off next turn, yeah. Yeah, true. Let's get the bludgeon back. Let's get the bludgeon back. That means we're probably killing one of these guys this turn. Okay, that ensures a kill. going to do 50 damage at the end of this turn, which means this guy needs to get 30 damage dealt to him. This guy would need 56 damage dealt. Take a little bit of damage here. Do get to our red skull value, which is nice. Can just kill you this turn. Are we ever waiting for feed here? Let's see, we can block 26, 35, can full block. It's gonna be, I think, putting on what? Is it, I can't remember if this is the 99 block again or just 30. Okay, we should be able to kill in the next 2 turns here. Okay, there's our feed. Fortunately, it is the 99 turn, so don't think we're going to be able to get it off here. Unfortunately. So, just kill this turn and then lick our wounds, go into the heart fight with some low HP. Is there a way to proc the Nunchaku a little bit better? No. Fortunately not. Okay, so we go into the next fight with a little bit of extra gold. A Centennial Puzzle. Saying the first time we lose HP each combat, we draw some cards. And a Second Wind, which I think is decent here. Do we ever need a dupe pod over any of this? I don't think so. I think we always want to try to see like corruption or maybe even, probably not barricade. What do we want out of the pot? I mean, honestly, the cultist pot's going to be giving us 1 strength, but maybe if we can pair demon form and cultist pot, we'll have enough damage to get through the fight with the disarms. And some weakness if we were able to draw it early enough. Hey, how's it going, Icy Curves? How you doing? Welcome back. Also, Lucas, how's it going? Welcome back, welcome back. How my follow is still there? I don't know. Did you follow the channel? Did you unfollow? I'm not quite following you presently. Sir Newtsworth says dupe limit break could be spicy. Yeah, agreed. Dupe limit break could definitely be spicy. And maybe we ditch the cultist pot and we dupe something like demon form. But then that's asking a lot, right? Because we may not find it. I think we're grabbing the max health here instead of the Second Wind. We would be putting a lot of eggs in one basket if we grab this dupe pot, I think. Could be really nice, yeah, like, you know, if we're able to get to a decent amount of strength here. I mean, we already are going to be getting... Do we get red skull value? Yeah, we're already going to be at red skull value. So that means we're going to see 3, 4, 5 strength right away. So duping this would mean we get to 20 strength. Which, I mean, admittedly might be enough. Even if we just play it once or twice. So with that in mind, do we just ditch the cultist pot here? Because it's too slow? You followed on Tuesday? That should be there then still. You can I think if you click next to my profile, it'll, if the little heart is, like if you see it filled in, I think it should be able to let you know if you're followed or not. Ritual pod is so good for us, yeah. Having the extra strength per turn is nice. This would be something to give us like a more of a bursty way to get to strength, which could be really solid. Could also come in handy if we need some extra block on a turn or something like that. Or duping something like clothesline would be solid. The funny thing is this power pot could be just absolute garbage, right? Could be like barricade, corruption, and like feel no pain. We have to choose from one of those, and all three of them are, you know, relatively solid. I think a corruption could find a place in the deck. Feel no pain, I think would be, it's not great for us presently. Could be stuff like Berserk. You know, like there's a lot of dead powers here. So maybe we take the dupe pot instead. Oh, fair enough. Yeah, I think you're right, Romulus. Oh, and you know what why that is, Lucas? It's because I just streamed Tuesday, and I don't stream every day, so. But yeah, guys, I mean, by all means, click that follow button, guys, if you guys are enjoying the content. It's a good way to get to know when I go live, and thank you, Cameras, for that follow. Welcome to the channel. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, if you guys are enjoying the content, feel free to hit the follow button. I do go live Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturday, usually playing some Ascension 20 Slay the Spire and our Ironcladder challenge. Should be noted that I also have a very fun open Discord channel, which you guys can check out if you so choose to. We usually have some pretty good Slay the Spire banter and, you know, all sorts of other fun topics to keep the banter going. I think we're relying on the high rolls. Yeah, it kind of feels that way too, Gudo. It's kind of what I'm thinking, right? I mean, we kind of need a couple things to go our way this fight to win. Since we didn't get any of our win cons like a Demon Form or a Reaper, we're relying on kind of some good draw anyway. The bottom line is what's going to give us the highest probability to win, right? Dupe pot on a limit break, I think, is a ton of strength. The power pot right now, I think, like the big power that we would want, the big powers that we would want to see is something like Corruption or Demon Form. Outside of that, we are not happy, and that's, you know, we could pull up a spreadsheet and find out how many powers there are. I don't know how many there are off the top of my head, but it's a pretty low probability. The dupe potion, we know what we're getting. But really the only dupe targets, I think, are Limit Break and potentially Clothesline. Armaments is too bad with Apotheosis. It really is, but I will say this. We needed it early on, and we found the Apotheosis later. So it served its purpose. Okay, definitely feels like we're going to need the extra strength here. I do still kind of want to try to dig for this Demon Form. God, man, this is really hard. Tell you what, since we're at 5 base strength already, we're going to go ahead and grab the dupe pot and then try to dupe the Limit Break. And hopefully that, in conjunction with the Cultist pot, is enough strength for us to win the fight. Gonna take a chance here. Ooh, okay, so turn 1, Apotheosis is super spicy. Really nice roll there. Does mean we can't get the Intimidate into play. If I could just take beat of death damage here. Get an extra turn of weak for next turn. 2 turns a week, actually. I think we do that. Always playing this. So I think it's Apotheosis here and then Intimidate for extra weak. Here's the Limb Break. There is the Limit Break. This right now puts us to 20 strength, turn 1. With the weekend, I think we potentially have enough here. We're going to see. Would be really nice to see a disarm on the multi-attack turn for sure. Well, we have the strength we need, guys, so the dupe pot gamble definitely worked out. Definitely worked out. Uh-oh. Okay. So, one thing we could do right now is headbutt this turn. We would take a little bit of beat of death damage, but we get our limit break back, which ensures that we're pretty much going to be doing close to damage cap every turn from here. Might be worth it to do that. We take 2 damage to do that. Seems worth. We're definitely in some trouble. We definitely need to see disarm next turn. Just not blocking enough, unfortunately. Okay, there's disarm. Great. Okay. Do I need the extra turns a week? I don't know if we're ever gonna make it, guys. We needed that fairy in a bottle, to be honest. Just doesn't feel like we have enough here. Clothesline or heavy blade. If we weaken the heart for 3 more turns, there's a world where we make it. Yeah, like we have to like get the exact rolls right. Gosh, if we had a Reaper, right? If we only had a Reaper. So doing 171 damage is great. That puts us at almost the damage cap. Meaning we would still need to try to survive the next probably 2 turns. The weakness is good, meaning we are weakening him for his next cycle. Are we ever able to block the big attack, though? Not if we see Flame Barrier next turn. Flame Barrier this turn would have been nice. Let's see, we have 11 cards here. We're going to draw 8 of them next turn, 8 of them the following turn. Yeah, we really need our draws to be perfect here. Kind of feels like I need to do damage. But the weakness... Got to be able to survive. I think we have to survive next cycle no matter what. I think I'm going to just do the weakness to try to survive, to give us a chance. Okay, so that's a good point, Law Knight, and also Lucas. So let me just kind of go through this here. So for sure, I don't think we're ever going to be able to kill the heart in the next 2 turns. We're just unfortunately not going to be able to deal enough damage. Even if we do the 171 here, we are only going to be able to ever do, what, 300 damage per turn? Which would mean if we get exact damage cap for the next 2 turns, then we would be able to kill. But I just don't think we're ever going to get there. Thunderclap Whirlwind, I think, is maybe close to damage cap. Next turn. I mean, there's a chance. There's a chance where we kill in the next 2 turns. Ooh, okay, this is really a 50-50 here. I think we have a better shot at surviving with the clothesline, and then we have to try to get back to disarm. Spikes do a bit of damage here. Yeah, I think the clothesline is the safer pick here. And then we just have to hope for some good rolls here. Okay, we get the damage cap here, which is nice. And we get an extra point of strength. And we're allowed to go ahead and play this too with the Nunchaku. Okay, we're going to see Flame Barrier next turn, which is nice, so hopefully we get the multi-attack next turn. If we get the multi-attack, we have a shot to win this, guys. Okay, we do see the multi-attack. It's going to be dealing 45. Right now we're blocking, let's see, 15, 20, 15, 23, 33, 42. So we're not quite there yet. Jeez, just shrug it off, man. I needed you to be better. Really needed to see this disarm also. If this was even 1 cost, we would have been fine, right? 18, 35. Am I mathing wrong here? Let's see. 12 and 9. 17 is always better. So 17 and 9, we take 4 beta damage, 4 beta heart. So this is really 5. 25 and 17 is 22. That's only 40. Yeah, shrug into disarm's the only out. Yeah, I think you're right. Unfortunately. So we defend, shrug it off, and hope for the best. Alright, guys. Cross your fingers here, hey? Okay, well, we're not dead yet. Can pommel. We're not dead yet. Oh, actually, the disarm is out of play, right? Because of the artifact. So I think we are dead no matter what. We have to pommel into... what? Pommel into nothing? Into another shrug? A 0-cross shrug? Yeah, GG, guys. GG. It was close. I think we did actually want the big hit on this turn. Interestingly enough. GG. Oh, it was close. It was really close. If we'd been able to maybe conserve a little bit more health on that earlier fight, if we'd seen a Reaper, we had the copy of Dual Wield, I think we would have been fine then. GG. GG, guys. Can't win them all, right? Hey, Sir Newtsworth, thank you so much for that follow. Welcome to the channel.